All right, well, this is a test to see if YouTube's still working. Who fucking knows? That shit went down for a while and people panicked. If you look on Twitter, everyone lost their shit, but it looks like MMA Gods, the homie's already here. What's up, dude? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Keyboard Warriors Live. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. I'm Eddie Law. It's Fred Kirby. Right into this last weekend, dude. We just kind of get it out of the way, sort of. Glover Teixeira takes out good old Thiago Santos in a way I wish hadn't happened. Like Thiago Santos can't stop a takedown. What the fuck? He got took down enough, got beat up on the ground, got finished, and now the talk is Glover should get the title shot instead of Izzy against Jan Blachowicz. What boat are you on with that one?
All right, hold on, baby. Hold on. Now we're getting started way too with that way, but we got a
lot of the card.
Well, no. Fuck the card. But yeah. Just with this here, we got a little bit of shit to get to.
Okay.
Before we even get to that, let's talk about the fight. Okay. Yeah. Thiago's coming in. He got both his knees fucked up, so we're sort of wondering how he's going to come out. He comes out like a fucking house on fire.
Seriously.
Rocks Glover, right? Knocks the fuck out of him in the first round. Boom, Glover gets the takedown. Sort of does what Glover does. Now, when that happened, I thought, what the fuck, Thiago? Like,
yeah.
You know, we all know your takedown the fist ain't great, and we all know that Glover is actually a very sort of underrated grappler, as ironic as it is, because his grappling is nasty.
Yeah.
But I think that first takedown, he landed right in mount. And it was like, God damn, Thiago, do something to defend yourself, for fuck's sakes.
Pull your legs up, block, knee shield, something.
It's like, motherfucker, how can you be Brazilian and be that bad at jiu-jitsu? It's almost fucking possible. Like he had, and look, again, I know Glover's sort of an animal on the ground. And he don't get the credit he deserves, a crafty veteran, strong, and the whole most of it. But God damn, boom. Fast forward to the second round. Fucking first 3 minutes of the round, or 3 minutes, 30 seconds,
dude.
Glover's got him down again.
Glover, hold up real quick on that. Glover reached down, he bent down, like he was standing there straight. He literally bent down, grabbed the single leg, and dropped him. That shouldn't be that easy. No. That should be really hard to do, and it was super easy. Fuck.
I mean, he got the takedown immediately. Now, so at this point, I'm like, all right, Jesus fucking Christ, Thiago. It looks like you're going to fucking, looks like we're going to have one of these. Third round comes out. Thiago Santos knocks the dog shit out of Glover, sits him right on his keister, fucking jumps down on top of him, which I thought was fucking stupid. First off, he gets big fucking points taken off of his fight IQ for even jumping down there. I tweeted immediately, jump down there, get up. And then he had the nerve to stay down there and call himself wanting to do this horse shit. And I'm thinking, get the fuck. Every round, you have rocked him on the feet. And then he takes you down immediately and you almost lose the fight. You rock him, the worst that you rock him, you flat sit him down, you jump down there, and I swear to fucking Christ, I sneezed. And Glover reversed him and had him in the rear neck choke.
Immediate.
And I am like, what the fuck just happened? Does Thiago Santos have the absolute worst fucking fight IQ that we have ever seen in this fucking cage, or B, the absolute worst Brazilian jiu-jitsu of a Brazilian fucking fighter ever?
Real quick, there's people in the comments already going, but what's up, Otis? But Kairos in the house, what's up, dude? He goes, all Brazilians gotta have a black belt of second grade.
Except for fucking Thiago, he is fucking BJJ.
He got held back. That's what happened. Shit. I'm with you. It's,
hold on. Yo, real talk.
Yeah.
Am I sleeping on Glover? Is Glover's BJJ and grappling that fucking nasty? Or like, because it is easy to point at Thiago and be like, yo, what the fuck's your problem, bro? You're getting dominated. Which, to be fair, I do think it was more Thiago not being very active and not being very good. But I mean, are we maybe like, am I looking over how good Glover's top control is? But like, what the fuck, man? Glover was rocked. And before I knew it, he was choking fucking Thiago out. It was I swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck just happened here?
Yeah. Look, I'll say this. Glover has never been submitted ever. Not in his career. Right. 9 submissions on his record. Right. 9 submissions on his record. Dude is good on the ground, obviously, and he showed it again. But I'm with you. Thiago was that fucking bad on the ground. Like, that was just like What in the fucking hell? Like, again, like I lost my shit on Twitter when Glover literally bent down, grabbed the single leg, and took the homeboy down. Like, dude, that's all he did. Fuck, throw a hand, fucking sprawl, do something. Not a goddamn thing was done by Thiago Santos. And I don't know what the game plan was, but like, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, Gods was talking about on commentary. They were talking about Thiago was falling back in love with jiu-jitsu.
Bull fucking. And look, here's the thing too, right, man? Again, I'm sure it's easy. Yo, welcome to the keyboard warriors, right? I'm sure it's easy to run our mouse from our couch and not have fucking Glover on top of you with that pressure. But to be fair, again, Eddie, you've trained BJJ. I've never actually trained like in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I've watched enough and I know enough that it didn't seem like he was even trying to shrimp to a hip. I didn't see him trying, like he grabbed full guard and sort of looked like he was just waiting to fucking get the fight stood up. I mean, Thiago, put your fucking feet on his hips, kick him off you, try to do so. It felt like he wasn't doing anything to sort of negate Glover on the ground, and Glover was just having a fucking field day with him.
The one thing you don't want to do in jiu-jitsu is be flat on your fucking back. That's the dumbest shit. Like,
again, I've never trained a day in my life, and I
know that.
Move, hip, shrimp to a hip. Fucking, that's the first thing you fucking learn. Don't fucking lay flat on your back like that.
Don't be flat on your back. Like you said, there was no shrimping, there was no butterfly hooks, there was nothing attempted to get Glover off. He literally covered up and waited for an entire goddamn round to get stood up.
Right.
What are we doing here? Well, that's the game plan. Now, first of all, I'd love to know what the fuck the game plan was by Thiago. And I know he put out some statements saying that he's super disappointed or something. Like, I don't give a fuck, honestly. Because, dude, you gave that fight away. That should not have been that easy. That should have been a lot harder than it was. And I get it. He rocked Glover. Kudos for that. But, like you said, when he knocked him down and he jumped on top of him instead of telling him to get back up, really? Like, did you not think he would get fucking sweat? Dude, he got sweat with the easiest shit, too. Right into mouth.
Yeah.
So, it's just fucking retarded.
Yeah. It's such a bad fight IQ decision because it's like for me, and especially in that third round, if he just steps back and tells the ref like, "Yo, make him get up," he knocks Glover out, right?
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, you literally lost the fight over bat. This motherfucker been dominating you on the ground for 10 minutes. You have rocked him on the feet for the fucking 35 seconds that y'all have actually been standing throughout these 3 rounds. You sit him down in the first 10 seconds of the round and you follow him to the fucking mat. What, boy, I swear to God, if I was his coach, my foot would be so far in his ass in the back room. Like, God damn it, son. It's one thing if we go out there, you know, when Forrest Griffin lost to Anderson Silva, we go in the back and we're like, yo, God did not create all men equal.
What you gonna do?
Like, what are you going to do? But in that fight, it's like, you motherfucker, you could have won that fight. You could have knocked him the fuck out and we could be getting a title shot. We lost that fight either on your pride or fucking stupidity to follow that man to the ground. I realize you thought you had him hurt, but for the fucking love of Christ, make him stand up and knock him the fuck out. That you're allowed to do that, for fuck's sake.
And I understand his girlfriend is a professional fighter and all that, but can we stop with having our significant others in the fucking corner and think we have something there? She didn't say shit the whole fucking fight during the corner, like during the in between rounds. She didn't give him any kind of like positive fucking instruction.
To be fair, when I was screaming, "Stand up, stand up," I didn't hear Eddie Alvarez's fucking wife in the fucking crowd going, or anybody in his corner doing, get the fuck off the ground and knock this guy out. What are you doing, man? And then bigger than shit, fucking 15 seconds later, Glover's choking him out. Again, I don't even remember the I swear to God, I looked down to fucking fire up my blunt and Glover was on his back choking him out. I don't even know how the transition happened. I suppose he just reversed him, right? From fucking half guard or something.
It was a simple, real quick, like you could tell Glover's an instructor because that dude knew exactly what to do.
Right. He's just like, well, I'm tired of this. Whoopsie daisy. Let's get the fuck out of here. Choke you out.
I guarantee all Glover's students, probably most jiu-jitsu practitioners, but all of Glover's students are probably like, oh, check this shit out right here. Boom. Reversing. Apparently he wasn't the only Brazilian. Otis says, who's your loser of the weekend and how is it not? I got my jiu-jitsu black belt out of a crackjack box. Marcos Rogério de Lima. for getting submitted with a forearm choke. Cut him ASAP.
We're gonna, don't you worry, we're gonna get to that. And you know what, Otis, again, on the loser and the winner of the week, we disagree. You ain't lying. That motherfucker was I ain't never seen a more disgraceful act in that cage, but we're gonna get to that. All right. Now, okay, the fight was weird. Thiago Santos has fucking some of the worst fight IQ in the world and definitely the worst BJJ from a Brazilian ever. Now we'll get back to your original question and the big fucking question of debate. Fucking Glover fucks around and pulls off a very impressive win. He finds himself on a 4-fight win streak in a very shallow division with John gone and a new champion. And I tell you, if it wasn't for the news of Izzy breaking about a week before that, for as excited as I could possibly be for Jan versus Glover for the 205-pound belt, I wouldn't have been mad at it at all.
It's 5 fights. My bad, 5.
5. Son of a bitch. Okay, what we got there? Carl Robinson? Nah. Ian Cutelaba? Eh. Okay, geez, okay. Listen. He's on a 5-fight win streak, but it's a little dicey to be fair. But nonetheless, I fucking get it. The sentiment, he's old. He's on a 5-fight win streak. He does deserve the title shot. They promised it to Izzy. So, all right, here we go. Now we find out, like, what do you hold your value in, right? Because I look at the situation, I look at it like this. 2 hands here, right? On one hand, I am the sort of fight fan, contrary to popular belief and all the shit that I fucking talk, running my mouth. I do want to see the fighters do well. I do respect what these men and women do for us, putting their fucking, I won't go as far as to say lives, but putting their fucking well-being on the line. Sure. And for our entertainment and shit. I really respect it and I appreciate it. All hyperbole aside, I love this shit, man. So a guy like Glover, who's rounding out the end of his career, who's put this win streak together, who's definitely probably not going to get a chance at a title shot if he doesn't get it now, and against the guy that he very well might fuck around and beat and get the strap, as meaningless as it might be, seeing as how John just sort of left it for vagrants to grab. One part of me wants Glover to get the fight for all those reasons. I think, like a lot of us do. All the sort of good guys on MMA Twitter, everybody was quick to come out, well, give Glover the fight. He deserves it. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy. And blah, blah, blah. And that's all true. But the raw dog fucking fight fan in me wants to see Izzy get the shot. Wants to see Izzy move up, destroy Jan, take John's old belt, fucking tell John to fucking suck it in the fucking cage after he fucking wins the belt, and just keep this sort of big charade going. Also, not to mention, just to keep it a buck, not to shit on Glover, but we sort of know Glover's silly. We've seen Glover lose. We've seen him lose to the real champion of 205. The belt is in Jan's hands, who's sort of only the champion because John left. It's sort of a weird situation. I wouldn't be mad that Glover would get the shot because I think we all agree, fuck, give it to him. He deserves it. But the truth is, I want to see Izzy fight for the belt because that's the set. We don't know his ceiling. He hasn't lost. We've not seen him be beaten. If he comes up and beats Jan, then we're all excited as fuck. If Glover beats Jan, we're happy for Glover. But do we really think that Glover wants John Jones smoke? Like, what you know what I mean? Say Glover does beat Jan, then the fuck what?
Yeah, what?
John, we seen Glover and John years ago, and it didn't happen. So,
and then we don't really want to see Izzy versus Glover either. For some reason, really. I'd rather see Izzy versus Jan than Izzy versus Glover. But MDP says I happen to agree. Izzy's young; he can wait. Glover's on a roll; let him have it. The strangest thing is people's chin usually depletes when they get older, and he can still take a hit.
Yeah, unless he's being hit by Anthony Johnson.
Yeah, then it's kind of game on that. Jeremiah in the house. What's up, dude? Glitch, what's going on? Head kicks here, hanging out. Called that fight perfect. There you go.
What up? And another problem that I have with the situation is there's nobody that I want to see Izzy fight at 85.
Right.
Like the only fight for Izzy at 85 is the Robert Whittaker rematch, which just fucking.
And nobody want to see it.
It doesn't do a lot for me. If Izzy had a good fight at 85, I'd be perfectly fine with him doing that, Let Glover get his fucking glory, and then just let Izzy fight the winner of that fight and come up and get the belt. Then we got to wait another 4, 5, 6 months for Izzy to get the belt, but basically the plan remains the same.
God says it's all about Izzy for the UFC brass. They'll do what's best for him first before Glover. It's probably true. Fred's nice guy voice. It's the UFC to do a business move, not what's right, which is 100% correct. You're right. The UFC stopped doing what's right fucking when they sold to Endeavor. The second that happened and it became about money fights, game. It's about money. Okay, Headkey says, I don't give a fuck about Izzy versus Yan. Fair enough. I want to see Rakic back in action. Izzy being a double champ would be massive for him in the UFC. More for the UFC than him, but yes, absolutely. All right, real quick. Okay, Glover's grappling is that good. I think Thiago might just not know simple shit. It's very possible. Glover's a monster on the ground. Look at his ADCC's competition. Agreed. And Nogi grappling matches. Dude is no joke with that groundwork. He's been doing it fucking forever. And Thiago Santos has been a black belt since 2017. Not very long.
Yeah, but real talk, a black belt.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. Thiago's spending too much time munching Russian pink tacos, not doing jiu-jitsu. His girlfriend's Russian, so.
For the record.
Glover's a big, strong, and stifling as fuck when on top. 100%. He's got the top power. Now, fuck that. Thiago's a 15-plus fight vet. You got to have some sort of answer. Agreed.
That's true. That's true, man. I mean, he's been around for a long time, bro. You can't just fucking lay there like that.
That partner in the corner shit is dumb. Agreed. That whole having your girlfriend in the corner is so stupid, I think.
At least she's a fighter, though, for fuck's sake.
At least, right? But still. You all kind of Santos Rogerio Lima's the one that has the trash ground game. How does a jiu-jitsu black belt get choked with an elementary school forearm choke? Let's go ahead and hit on that.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, listen, there's not much to say. I mean, that I don't really know how that happens either. I mean, I suppose in your first day of jiu-jitsu, they should sort of teach you how to roll out. I
don't know how detailed the picture is for you, but this motherfucker looks like he's questioning all his life choices while getting choked the fuck out with a forearm choke.
Honestly, to be fair, I feel like this is one of those, and I hate doing this. I truly do, because look, dog, I ain't no fucking tough guy. We like to talk about the fights, not do them. So even homeboy laying there getting the fuck choked out of him will beat the fuck out of me. But real talk, it seems like to me he just wanted out of that fight.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in there anymore.
I imagine if he panicked hard enough and just wiggled enough, he probably could have wiggled out of there.
Right.
I mean, let me tell you something. If he was about to get fucked in his ass, I'll bet you he moved. If they're in a prison cell, I bet you he gets out of that choke. I think he looked up at Herb and thought, "Fuck, I'm getting 15 man. We're on Fight Island. I'll get me a fucking whore back in the room. Wrap it up, Herb. Let him put me to sleep. Ain't that big a deal. It ain't gonna hurt that bad."
Yeah, no, and it's pretty sad that look, and I get it. People are like, "Oh, you know, fucking Romanov, whatever, the big guy, it's heavyweight, he can put a lot of pressure." Agreed. De Lima's in fucking half guard. You can get the fuck out of there. Look at that. He's in half guard. You can get out of there. I'm with you.
Roll, dude. Freak out. Panic. Fucking just start spazzing. You should at least be able to breathe a little.
Dude, a spazzy wipeout would have tried more. I'm saying a spazzy wipeout would have tried more. Now, I'm not shitting. Yeah, I'm not shitting on the man. I'm just saying right there, at half guard, that submission should not be working. He should be able to hip out of that, move around, do something, like anything.
Real talk, he shouldn't be in the UFC no more. Like,
no, he's got to get cut.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. If you get submitted with one of those, I mean, I know homeboy on top is strong and all, but fuck, he ain't DC.
Yeah,
that's get crazy. What the fuck?
Right, exactly. All right. All right, what we got? Let's see.
What do you want to see, Eddie? Let me put you on.
Whoa, with
Glover. Who do you want to see fight Yan next? Period.
I am a big fan of Glover Teixeira for the reason that he's a super cool dude. He's a really fucking, he's a sportsman guy, right? He's a sportsmanship guy. You never hear him talk shit about nobody. He's great on the ground. His hands aren't terrible. He just ran to the wrong guy in John Jones, but I don't fucking care to see him against Yan. Okay. And the reason I say that is because they should have never let the cat out the bag with Izzy versus Yan first. I got way too excited about that. Because if Izzy wins that belt, who's to say that John Jones don't go, oh, okay, hold on a second. I'm going to come win this belt at heavyweight. I'll be back. I'm coming back, motherfucker. We're finally going to get that Izzy versus John Jones fight that we want, right? To me, it's like the ends justify the means.
Okay. Now, For the most part, I absolutely 100% agree with you. But let me put both of our feet to the fire then.
Okay.
If that's the case, and they do that, which they very well might, because again, that's the money fight too. It's the sexy fight, everything else. What do we give Glover as a consolation prize? Because we all have to admit, if we do fuck Glover, we got to at least, we can't give him some shitbird, like, we got to give him something. What do we do with Glover if that is the case? Because you can't, I mean, fuck, he deserves a title shot. He's beat Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos. I mean, I'll tell you what comes to mind. And it's a big fight. I don't know if it's doing him any fucking favors, but like, could we do the rematch with him and AJ?
That's
Anthony Johnson? I mean, I know like it didn't go so smoothly for Glover last time, but AJ ain't fought in 4 or 5 years. It's a big fight. It gives, and fuck, if you win that fight, you could be like, nah, bro, fuck, I want my fucking title shot, period. Like, I came back and fought this monster. Because if not, like, who else is there, sort of?
Carter goes, Glover had a decade to become champ. We aren't trying to see his dusty ass fight for a belt at 67.
well, you know what? And there is a part of that that's true too. Because here's the deal, right? Like,
real quick,
I like that. I just don't know if Glover will be sold on it.
No, he won't be sold.
I don't think Glover. I mean, look, Glover will probably do it because he's a company guy. But that's not a sexy enough name, I think. I think Glover deserves something remotely special. You know what I mean? But to be fair, him fighting for the belt is a little meh. Because again, say he does fight for the belt and win. Are any of us really going to believe that he's the best 205-pounder in the world?
No.
Or are we just going to think that things went a little weird, and the moment that the ER, whoever the Procrecci fucking guy, or Glover, even if he did get a win over Jan, and I know it's like, well, at least he would get to hold the belt, but that sort of shit. I'm sorry, but like, even when Bisping was the middleweight champion, I was happy for Bisping, but like, I never, he wasn't my middleweight champ, man. I'm sorry, but he just wasn't, and quite frankly, I'm getting in the weeds, but Robert Whitaker wasn't never really my champ either. I just never was sold on the guy. I'm sorry. I was waiting on Izzy was the man I was waiting. Like Izzy, it went from Anderson to Izzy in my book.
Right.
Everything else was wishy-washy.
Yeah. No, and honestly, you can say Jan's not really the guy at 205 either. I mean, all these like weight classes are really, really fucking shady at the moment because of shit like, weird fights, fucking retirements, all this other shit. It's just throwing things out the window.
He's not. He's not. I like Jan. I like Jan, but he's not. The truth is, he's not the guy at 205. I mean, Jan left the belt there. Now, if Jan defends the belt 3 or 4 times, so on and so forth, we could have a different conversation. But for now, you beat the dude that Jan just beat to take the belt that Jan left. Not to be a cunt and point that out, but bro, you ain't the best 205er in the world.
Yeah, you kind of took an L. I got handed the fucking belt. Unless John Jones comes back, you're just gonna be the guy and that's a placeholder. But I mean, Jan could turn into Stipe, right? When Stipe won the heavyweight belt, everyone was kind of like, oh, he'll lose it in 1. He fucking defended it more than anybody, I think, right?
Sure. I mean, again, if he defends the belt against the likes of Anthony Johnson and a few real top contenders, we can start having a different conversation. For now, though, we all know what time it is. I mean, I'm willing to play along with this charade because John's going to heavyweight, and I'm happy with that. But let's not all kid ourselves like, oh, Glover won the belt. He's the greatest in the. You slid in on a technicality, my guy. Enjoy the belt, but just as soon as Izzy comes up or John comes down, your ass is grass, Jack.
Right. No, and that's the thing, right? And again, if Izzy wins the belt, to me it's 2-9. We finally get Izzy versus John Jones for the 205 belt, and we either get the GOAT with the 2 belts, or Izzy gets 2 belts, and we start calling him a GOAT for some reason.
Listen, quite frankly, I got bad news for everybody at 205. There's 2 dudes in different divisions that's coming for y'all souls. One's at 85 and one's at heavyweight. But y'all do what y'all want. But one of them gentlemen is coming and taking that belt here soon enough for all me. Whether it's Izzy or John, like 205 ain't safe. The only man for all of me that I can see actually holding that belt and giving one of those gentlemen a test would be Anthony Johnson if he comes back and looks good. If he gets the belt, that could make things real fucking interesting.
Yeah, if he learned how to sprawl and defend a takedown, be great. All right. Grasso versus Barber. Ooh. Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber for February 13th. That's what they were talking about. There was people on the timeline thing yesterday. They must have announced it yesterday before because people were saying like, oh, so we're automatically going to give Grasso a win over Macy Barber. Macy didn't look that great last fight, I think. I might be.
No, I think that's a good fight.
It's a great fight.
I mean, I don't know, like evenly contested
right.
for all of me. Yeah.
No, I totally agree. And like Alexa kind of fell off a little bit. Like she's a little questionable at the moment. So we need to find out. These two is not a bad fight.
I favor Macy in that fight to keep it a bean. Like really? I know you like it. Like, yeah.
No. I mean,
so. I know. Okay. I mean, I like Grasso, but yeah, I've never. I mean, don't get me wrong. See, I wouldn't mind throwing her a stabbing, but other than that, I've been less than impressed with her in-cage performances. To be fair, she looks good sometimes, but I'm not.
She don't look great. Like, in there. Let's be honest. We never looked at her and said, "Oh yeah, she's the next one at 115 to be a belt."
Yeah. It feels like she's sort of got a little bit of that fucking Tatiana Suarez vibe, but not with enough domination to really enforce an imposing will on somebody. So yeah, I don't know. That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Like I think Grasso will challenge for the belt one day, but I don't think she'll win it. We'll see. This is one of my favorite things ever, for real. So, who was it that dropped out? I don't even care anymore because this is a much better fight. Who dropped out of this fight?
With RDA?
Yeah.
Islam Makhachev.
Thank you. Okay. See, that's how little I give a shit about because Paul fucking Felder goes, yeah, okay, I don't have to commentate. Get DC in here. I'll fight. Hell yeah. This is a dope fucking. This is a better fight than the original fight to be honest with you.
I'm hyped about it. It's a sexier fight.
Hell yeah.
No doubt about it. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Paul Felder has a bigger, sexier name than Islam for sure. And quite frankly, for RDA, I think it's a way better fight. It's an easier fight with a bigger name and a better name. And this fight makes my dick hard too. Like, also, for Paul Felder, fucking A, baby, an ex-champion, nothing to lose. Who looks like more of a badass than Paul Felder? Paul Felder's the Chuck Norris of MMA right now. I mean, we are all on his dick, and for good reason. He's saving the fucking day. And this is a fight. I think he will lose, probably. Felder? But yeah, I think I would pick RDA. That's fair. Fight,
That's fair.
But it's fucking winnable. And if Paul steps up like the goddamn knight in shining armor and happens to have the fight of his life and knock RDA out, we'll be cooking with bacon grease, son. That's the sort of thing that, and man, it's not fair, but that's what I fucking love about MMA. You do the right thing at the right time and you have the right performance. It really don't matter if you're on a 2-fight losing streak. You come out and knock the right guy out the right time. If Paul Felder comes out and fucking spinning hill kick fucking RDA into the fucking nether regions, son, it would fucking vibe his career in a major fucking way.
Look, it's a different magnitude, but you can ask Nate Diaz how that worked out. 1 second is in a boat in Mexico. The next second, he's $13 million richer, and then another how many ever millions for the rematch. So it'll change. It can change your life,
and especially the performance too. I mean, again,
he was really good. Diaz,
but look at Jorge Masvidal.
Masvidal did the same thing.
Real talk, dude. One flying knee sort of changed his life, And again, it wouldn't quite be the same. This RDA Paul Felder match is not that big. But if Paul Felder does just do something crazy and sleep him or, pull some sort of crazy thing off, it would do wonders for his career, man. It would be really huge.
It'll put off the retirement a little longer, I'll tell you that much.
Fuck yeah, bro.
What is talking about Glover versus Rakic? She says, get rid of rankings, though. MMA God says, get rid of them or get actual MMA journalists sending rankings. That is MMA journalists that do that. They send them into the UFC, and the UFC does whatever you want with them. The problem is the journalists they use are just, they're gagging on UFC dick. So that's kind of how that works. Grasso's move to 125 looks solid. Agreed. Macy got outstruck by Roxy. She ain't beating Alexa. Okay. Hey, we'll see.
I got no argument there.
Yeah. They both have fought at 115 and 125. And I think it's at 125, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I really don't want to see either of those two lose. I'm pissed this fight is happening. Kairo's got his heart broke. It should have been. I was more about that with the Amanda Ribas Michelle Waterson fight that's happening.
Yeah.
That one I was like, oh, I don't want either one to lose. Fuck. Damn it. Like,
yeah, that's a rough one.
Should have been Connor. He's really about that life. If he's really about that life, well, he's fucking not. Felder has 1 foot in, 1 foot out. This would be huge for Paul. Agreed. And again, that 1 foot in, 1 foot out makes me a little iffy, but it would make me iffy if it was a full fight camp for him. But then it's like, then he's like, fuck it. I'll take the fight on some fucking James Cross shit.
Now, hold on. As the resident Connor Nuthugger, I can't let you get away with that, big baby. Now, you already know RDA lost his red panty night. That's the famous one.
He did.
And RDA don't deserve the Connor fight now. And I know that ain't fair, but like, if you think Connor's stepping above on 4 days' notice, it ain't to fight RDA, Jack. Not at this point in the game. Sorry, bud. That's not fucking happening.
Yeah. No, there's no way. Like, RDA, I think he said he's like, I have unfinished business with McGregor. Well, he got finished with you, so
yeah, you can have all
he's done with you
with him, but he ain't got no business with you, homeboy.
I got unfinished business with a lot of motherfuckers. All right, they done with me. They don't want to hear my shit. So there you go. Him and Poirier is signed, I believe. There's a lot of back and forth about it signed or it's not signed. I don't care. Let's just see them fucking fight. And if they replace, we'll talk about it in a second here. The Nunes Anderson fight for that 256 card, I think it was. We just get to see it sooner. That'd be dope. But we'll see here in a little bit. Just looking over the card real quick. Darren Elkins fucking wins again. I don't know how this guy does it. What else did we get? Oh, dude, that Andre Arlovski Tanner Bozer fight was god awful.
Yeah, you know what,
that
man?
Was awful, dude.
It was, but shout out to fucking Arlovski for actually coming out and getting a win, boy. I mean, Arlovski has been fucking fighting. I think we looked it up on the Loudmouth podcast earlier this week. I think his first fight in the UFC was like UFC 28.
Forever ago.
I mean, bro, he has been fighting for a long time. And the fact that he got a win against anybody in 2020, I mean, it wasn't the greatest fight or nothing, but boy, Arlovski is still fucking out there getting after it. Fucking kudos to him, man.
You gotta hand it to him for real. All right. And then just on a local note, Anthony Burchak is submitted in the first round by Gustavo Lopez. These guys, people were asking, these two guys are friends. So them fighting was kind of like bittersweet for them, I guess. But Lopez did rock the shit out of him and then take his neck, submit him. Like, it's not like they were rolling on the ground and he got submitted. Anthony Burchak ain't fucking. You ain't submitted him unless you got him rocked and rolled and fucked up. All right. So I gotta give him that credit and he went out too. On top of that, he fucking went out. He tried tapping right as he was going out and then went to sleep.
I like Anthony Burchak too. He did Stand and Bang a long time ago. He was super cool. You know, some fighters back when we were doing fighter interviews, you'd be surprised at some fighters who think they're goddamn it Justin Timberlake. And then other fighters who were super fucking cool, who were actually more popular at the time, coming off of bigger wins that were real easy to work with. Anthony Burchak was one of those guys.
And on top of that, because he's down in Tucson, he does him and his wife do this bullpen series like submission tournament. It's like EBI rules. It's a small spot. It's not a big fucking spot. You get like a couple hundred people and competitors and shit. I've never competed in it, but I've cornered teammates and it's fucking dope. Like, it's a lot of fun. So,
nice. Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah, him and Mercedes are really dope. And shout out to them for doing that bullpen thing, giving a lot of jiu-jitsu fighters out here.
That's
more avenues.
That's his wife's name, right? Yeah, she's the one that we lined the interview up with. Actually.
Yeah. No,
she
cool.
was super fucking cool too. Super easy to deal with and stuff. Yeah.
I interviewed Anthony back when I was with, I think, Toothless MMA. He was fighting Ian Entwistle, the heel hook guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was interviewing him, and I talked to Mercedes to get the interview, but I interviewed both of those guys, and Entwistle, it was his name, Ian Entwistle, went ahead and submitted him with a heel hook. So good for him. Yeah, that dude was a psycho. He was like the only submission he ever would go for, and he'd get his face beat in, but that's all he's gonna go for is a heel hook. All right. As we talked about it earlier, talking about it'd be dope if Conor and Poirier replace this fight. Amanda Nunes is out of her bout against Megan Anderson. And that fight's getting moved to 2021. So I have not looked yet, but did they give it? Do you know any reason why she pulled out? Like,
no, I haven't.
Anderson said something on her Instagram story about I hope she gets better. So I'm assuming it's an injury.
Who the fuck knows with COVID though? I guess that's the first place my mind goes. I guess
that's what I thought.
I guess if that was the case, we would know though, right? They would announce that. I would imagine.
Okay, Amanda Nunes versus Anderson.
I think it's undisclosed injury.
It looks like injury, yeah.
But undisclosed.
Right. It says the injury is apparently one that Nunes is expected to recover from fairly quickly.
Okay, they're probably just trying to keep it under wraps. And whether it's a hurt knee or a hurt shoulder, they probably just don't want everybody to know what's fucked up.
Or hurt COVID shit. Let's hope it's
Now,
not
like I
fucking
said,
COVID.
if it was COVID, they would probably say it. If they're
Probably.
being quiet about it, it's probably because they fucked up a knee or an elbow, and they don't want that whole knowing when they come back to fight. So you don't
Kick it.
my bad knee. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some shit went wrong. I'll holler at you in February. Fuck off.
Right. All right, what else we got as far as shit? Felder in, Nunes out. We talked about Glover. Okay, we talked about this weekend. Fuck it. All right. Out of the UFC Apex again, of course, it's now Felder versus RDA. I'll pull up the card for you guys. All right. Here we go. So kicking off in the prelims real quick. Mays versus Martinez. Freitas Jr. versus Gravely. Random Marcos against Kanaka Murata. All right, cool. Oh shit, this is a good one right here. Luis Smoka against Jose Alberto Quinones. This is gonna be a dope fucking fight.
Yeah, that'll actually be a nice little fun fight, actually.
That's a good fight to be early, too. Alex Morono against Reese McKee. Ashley Yoder against Miranda Granger. All right.
Damn, Ashley Yoder 7-6.
She's 7-6. It's not great, but she's nice to look at. Brandon Allen. Dude, this is a fight. Sean Strickland.
That's a fun fight. That's a really good fight. Sean Strickland looked like a fucking animal in his last outing.
Yeah, he's coming up quick. He's a quick turnaround. But Sean Strickland's a bad fucking dude. People forgot that he was killing it before he got in the fucking bike accident.
Yeah.
Your boy Eric Anders taking on Antonio Arroyo. Eric Anders, I'm hoping he fucking has.
Didn't Eric Anders fight last weekend or something?
No. I don't think so, did he?
Not last weekend. I'm exact, but didn't he fight like
recently?
Yeah, like a couple weeks ago or something. I feel like I just watched him fight. I feel like we're seeing that with a lot of guys now, but I feel like I've just seen Eric Anders fight.
Look, man, and honestly, and I'm getting way off topic, but this is one of the reasons you'll never see a fighter union, because fighters will be like, "Oh, you don't want that fight? I'll take that fight. You just fought 2 weeks ago." So
yeah.
All right. Kay Hansen against Corey McKenna. Julian Marquez against Safarov. Okay. Abdul Razak Al Hassan, dope ass fucking fight right here against Callan Williams. This is a good fight. And then of course Paul Felder versus RDA. And I know you're picking RDA, right?
Yeah, I would like to see Paul win.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I had to fucking bet my fucking firstborn child on it, I would assume RDA. This seems like the fight that Paul would lose and the RDA would win. I hope I'll be rooting for Paul Felder, but yeah, I'm going to pick RDA.
So Amanda Nunes posted a photo with her kid in her arms. Doubt it's COVID. All right, good. I'm glad it's not COVID.
Yeah.
Because you never fucking know with that bullshit. All right. Real quick, the headlines here before we go into our fun little news segment that we did last week and actually did pretty well with. Let's see. Oh shit, Corey Sanhagen wants TJ Dillashaw when he comes back for #1 contender fight. Okay.
I ain't mad at it. But when's Corey when's TJ come back though?
February or January? February?
I guess
soon.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess that is kind of around the corner. Actually, yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. What else we got?
Okay, well, hold on. Let's wait a minute though. So Amanda Nunes is out. That means that fight's off.
Right, till 2021.
So Pichor Yan and Sterling are the main event of that card now. It's a pay-per-view card, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick for you.
Ain't there another pay-per-view card coming up that's fucking
how the fuck
Edwin or Figueredo and fucking
Perez
and Shevchenko and fucking Maya?
Yeah. Let's see. So we just got the 254.
I guess what I'm getting at is
the 255 right here.
The last 2 pay-per-views of the fucking year suck, don't they? Are they weak at best? I mean, I'm not being a dick here, but what the fuck? These last 2 pay-per-views are for the goddamn birds, Jack.
Keep the next one out. The next one, main event, Davison Figueiredo against Alex Perez. It was supposed to be Cody Garbrandt.
What the fuck happened to that? I see Cody fucking on a bike on my goddamn Facebook constantly. Why the fuck ain't he fighting David? Did I miss something?
Did he catch COVID?
What the fuck? He sure don't look like it on his goddamn Facebook story. He's fucking lifting weights and riding bikes and shit, wearing thick boy gear.
Oh, it was COVID. So UFC star Cody Garbrandt tests positive for coronavirus. Still hopes to fight Davison Figueiredo in November.
Okay, well,
But
apparently
that's
fucking not. So
well,
that's an old...
it's an old ass story, yeah. But that looks like is the reason. But I thought
That's
I heard it was
fucking
injury
weird.
too.
Yeah, okay. Because wouldn't he be done with COVID by then? When the fuck did he catch COVID? A week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think Otis will know. Oh, there it is. Garbrandt injured his bicep. Later head kick.
I remember that. I remember that.
God damn. Supposed to be Madison Square Garden, then the New York, the New Year's Eve card in a non-COVID year. Right, that's not happening.
That's true. I don't want to
Oh,
be a fucking dick. It is COVID. I guess I should be thankful for all the fights we're getting. But these fucking pay-per-views.
yeah, January 19th, 2021 is when Dillashaw can return, so pretty soon.
Okay. That's real soon.
Yeah, so I can see that fight happening. All right, Valentina Shevchenko against Jennifer Maia. Brandon Royval is always fun to watch against Brandon Moreno. That's a good fucking fight. Shogun, why the fuck? All right, Shogun versus Paul Craig.
You know what? Hold on. Don't you dare fucking skip past that for a minute. I don't, so the first one was a draw, right? I guess. What the fuck are we doing? Is this Shogun's last fight? Has he said that, or are we not?
He hasn't said anything.
What are we
ask that
doing?
every time we ask that every time he fights, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to my my management, my corners, and my family," and he fucking always comes back.
You know what? I gotta say too. To be honest, man, 205 needs some fucking talent. They're gonna bring back the Ultimate Fighter. We need a fucking light heavyweight edition.
Yeah.
God damn! If fucking Diet Nog and Shogun and fucking Glover Teixeira are still fighting in prominent fights on main cards at 205, 205 lacks some depth. And all disrespect aside, because Shogun used to be one of my absolute favorite fighters, and again, used to be one of the absolute best fighters on planet Earth.
Right.
For him to be coming off of a draw to fucking Paul Jew Bear Craig, it's almost disrespectful. I swear, man. I don't love these fights for these guys at these points in their career. Anderson Silva's last fight, and I'm sure it won't be his last fight, but his last meaningful fight in the UFC being a knockout loss to Uriah Hall rubs me wrong. And if goddamn Shogun comes out and happens to get knocked out by the fucking Jew Bear, it's going to do more than fucking rub me wrong. It's like, I guess I understand that this is how it goes. This is how our legends die. But I sort of hate that a guy like Shogun, again, man, for some of you young motherfuckers that might not, it's funny, right? Because we sort of got this Conor era. We had so many fans come into the sport when Conor McGregor became, a thing, that they miss shit. And they see BJ Penn get submitted by Ryan Hall and they think, who's that fucking guy? They see Shogun come out and have these wars with fucking the Bear Jew. They don't remember the fucking Dan Henderson fights or when Shogun fucking slept Rampage through the ropes in Pride. Right. Or Shogun was beating the fuck out of everybody on Earth back in 2005 at the goddamn Shockwave event. I mean, these guys weren't just like good fighters in their day.
They were legends. They are legends.
But again, perspective. Khabib is right now in the sport the pound for pound guy.
Yeah.
There were times in history where BJ Penn, Anderson Silva, and Shogun were unarguably, like right now, you can argue that John Jones is like the GOAT, but right now, pound for pound, Khabib is the best in the sport. That's unarguable. There are reports where you could do that with BJ Penn and Shogun, and where it was not debatable.
Right.
After Shogun ran through that thing in Pride, even if Chuck doing his thing, if you was in the know, Shogun was the absolute best fighter on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? When BJ moved up and took that belt from Matt Hughes at 170, there was no Conor and all that bullshit. He was no people weren't doing shit like that. He was the best fighter. When motherfucking Anderson Silva put Forrest Griffin in the Matrix and front kick Vitor into fucking the third dimension, there was no debate. He was the fucking best fighter on earth. So to see these guys getting hammered, and all due respect to fucking Ryan Hall and Uriah Hall and fucking goddamn it, the Bear Jew, it pains me to see these legends lose these sort of meaningless fights in bad ways.
Right.
It rubs me wrong, man.
Yeah, for whatever reason, everyone's like, some people are saying, oh, well, they still need money, they need this, they need that. They don't, Otis says some guys don't know when to hang it up. It's a good point. It just sucks to see. It really does. But if they don't do it in the UFC, they're gonna do it in fucking Bellator. It's just there's always gonna be someone to do it.
But you know what? I got a little fucking point for that.
Okay.
Good. That's good. Then go. That's what we'll do in Bellator. BJ Penn, if you want to sully your good goddamn name, you do that. But you fucking do that in Bellator. God damn it, Anderson. If you want to keep getting knocked out, by God, you do it. But you're not doing it in the fucking UFC. And Shogun, if you don't come out and beat the absolute fucking dog shit out of the Bear Jew, the next time you fight, it will not be in the UFC. The UFC is supposed to be the proving ground for the absolute best fighters on earth. This is the motherfucking Kumite. Okay? If you are an aged wolf, you should not be in this cage.
Right.
This is where the likes of Israel Adesanya and Habib Nurmagomedov and fucking goddamn it, John Jones and Francis Ngannou, you will get hurt in this cage. If you're not ready, if you're past your prime like that, I don't want to see you in there fighting these guys. It's stupid. Go on to Bellator, go on to one of those fucking sort of organizations and do your thing. It shouldn't happen in the UFC though.
Great, I go to Bellator where we every week we got to figure out what channel you're gonna fucking be on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have a I honestly I'm annoyed with Scott Coker for doing shit like that, but I get it. I totally get it.
They do got a decent card this week though. Actually, I think it's tomorrow night. Actually,
it is tomorrow. Let me pull it up since we were talking about it. It's Bellator 252. I don't remember the number.
Bellator want to catch up with the UFC so bad with these numbers.
Yeah, they're hauling ass. They're doing like 2 cards a weekend and shit.
That's where they were. They can't wait to catch up with the UFC with these numbers.
They're trying super hard. Pitbull vs. Carvalho. That's right. That's this weekend. Dude, I can't pull out the fucking card for shit. Yo, Bellator. If anybody from Bellator is even slightly glancing through their fucking squinty eyes at our show, fix your fucking website. All right. Yeah, Patricia Pitbull versus Pedro Carvalho. That's a good fucking fight.
Yeah.
Yaroslav Amosov versus Logan Storley. Daniel Whitchoke against Manuel Sanchez. Aaron Pico's on this card, taking on Joan De Jesus. That's a dope fight. I mean, it's just nice to see him, I guess, Aaron Pico. They're building him up kind of like MVP, no?
Yeah, I think they got a little cute with him in the beginning there, and he took a fucking L. But at this point, I think they're doing it right. I ain't mad at it. Go on, and let that boy get his experience, and he deserves it. So
I knew the Daniel Whitchoke fight or name is sounding familiar. He's 40-11.
Yeah, he's been through the fucking ringer, Jack.
Right, but most like Bellator fights you see are like this, right? Like 6-3, 6-3s, and 3-0s, and 0-0s and shit. So they're bringing him in. Carrie Taylor Melendez, for those that don't know, is Gilbert Melendez's wife. She's 4-0, but she did miss weight by like nothing. She missed it by like very little, but she missed. What else we got? Andrew Salas against Lucas Brennan. Conry Gracie against Trevor Gude. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Looks like a solid card. I might actually catch that. I'll be at work, though, so I'm going to have to watch it on my phone. All right. So hold up. Yeah. Kairos enjoyed that Diet Nog. That's pretty good. How is Twitter treating you all? What do you mean? Is it down or something? Or are you talking about like people?
What is it? Because Biden won? Is that? Are we getting political? Is that what? Am I taking that wrong?
Just let us know. What are you talking about? How's Twitter treating? I mean, it's treating.
Twitter's treating me great. Twitter treats you how you let it treat you. Let me tell you something, Jack. You get cute with me on Twitter, I'll block you, or I'll fucking tweet my hog at you.
How many times did they try to cancel you?
I don't know, because I don't give a fuck. I don't keep track.
Exactly.
I heard cancel air once.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit.
People have tried to cancel me before, and it never worked out. Yeah. So they try. What did they try to cancel me for? I made a stupid ass joke like a year or two ago about Cheeto, and I can't remember what it was, but people got mad at me for it. I'm like, all right. Like now, if you're, Dave Madden and you piss off the K-poppers, that's a motherfucker right there. Like, yeah, he had to make a new fucking Twitter account. That dude has a new account every week.
He be caring too much too. I guess he was getting his shit reported too, though. He was like, it's different when you get the report and they'll get your shit taken down. But they be caring too much. They be caring. He's too emotional.
Yeah, I saw you on a little bit of you on air on Adam Wood's show, according to Woods.
Oh yeah,
I was on the next night. That shit was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I had a good time on there. Shout out to Adam for having us on. That was a fucking
Yeah.
fun time. It was actually it was kind of cool to do a podcast and not talk strictly just the fights.
Right.
We talked about like how we got into it and how we were got into like podcasting and shit. So it was kind of fun to go down memory lane there for a little bit.
We got into everything. I can't remember. I'm so fucking tired right now. I can't remember what the fuck we talked about, but it was dope. Oh, I left Twitter. Right. So Otis lost a bet. I forgot what fight it was, but he fucking went away.
Like, is he gone for good, or are you just like gone for a little hiatus now because you lost the bet?
He goes, I left Twitter. I don't know what's going on there. The usual fucking bullshit. Like, it really nothing has changed, dude. Believe me. Don't if you got annoyed with the shit that was happening before you left, don't come back. It got worse. I promise. It got way worse. You can ask anybody on here. Kairos knows. MMA Gods knows. Fucking Kairos knows more than anybody probably, because that dude gets a lot of traffic through his Twitter. But Kairos is one of those dudes that doesn't give a fuck. So that kind of works out. Anyway. Oh yeah, kids, Otis, little teenagers. Yeah. Teenagers are taking over Twitter, and they're not putting their fucking faces on their avatars. It's all like, bullshit. So Twitter's getting annoying. Although people were saying, have you heard of Parler? I think it's Parler. It's like the Republicans' version of Twitter.
Nah, I ain't even heard about it.
I'm like trying to get away from the fucking political shit on Twitter, and these motherfuckers are like, oh, go try Parler. So I didn't download it. I just went to go look at it on the browser. I tried to anyway, and all I could see is people that joined it are all like conservative political people. I'm like, I don't want to fucking download an app to go talk about how pissed you are that Cheeto lost. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. The second I voted, I was done.
People be killing me with this shit. Like, yo, it's porn on your phone, man. Stop. What are you doing? Like, if you mad at Twitter, just hit that little home button. Get to the Safari thing. Pornhub, fucking xx.xn.com, something like that. Yeah. I can give you a whole bunch of links. You'll be a fucking happy camper.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's get to one of our. I think it's gonna become our favorite fucking little segment on the show. So, you explain it again since you brought it up last week. It's actually, you can go first if you want to.
Okay. Basically, it's just like fighter of the week, but as opposed to, what fighter we thought did good recently. It's more of like a fighter from history that maybe, I mean, we have some pretty fucking hardcore fight fans. So I'm sure most of the fighters that we name, all of you will probably be familiar with, but maybe some of you won't be. And maybe some of you that have heard these names will fucking inspire you to go back and sort of watch some highlights and actually pay attention to their career. So just fighters from the past, or again, maybe an up and coming fighter right now that people should be hip to. But for me, I've been focusing on the past. Do you want to go first, or you want me to jump into it?
I can go first if you want. So, we've all seen Rocky, right? I was gonna go with Tank Abbott. I know I told you before. I was gonna go with Tank Abbott, but there's a lot of stories.
You're not going with Tank.
No, because I was going to. But I remember there's a lot of really fucking good stories that I need to freshen up on, that I need to fucking remember to give this man his due, because Tank Abbott is a goddamn legend. All right, I'll give you one. This dude trained in bars and street fights. That's how he trained. All right. He called it the pit. What did he call it? Pit life or pit train? Whatever the fuck. I'll bring it up next week. That'll be my guy. But I do remember we all seen Rocky. Now, Rocky in the first Rocky, he goes Rocky 1. Rocky goes the distance with Apollo Creed, right? Now, there was always this talk about, are you emulating somebody? Also the shit. Well, there was one guy that is the possible answer to that, and no one's actually ever been able to clear that up, as far as or I guess Sly Stallone has debated it, whatever. Have you ever heard of Chuck Wepner? Chuck Wepner is known for being a brawler, dude cut up all the time, gotten crazy. But here's the reason Chuck Wepner is known for. That is Muhammad Ali. He got a title shot against Muhammad Ali back in the day. And he scored a knockdown on Muhammad Ali. Okay. You can see in the picture, Muhammad Ali said it, during the, I think after the fight, that Wepner actually stepped on his foot, and that was a knockdown, but he scored the knockdown. The knockdown got Wepner so confident that he goes back to the corner and tells his manager, quote, Al, start the car. We're going to the bank. We are millionaires. To which his manager replies to Wepner, "You better turn around." He's getting up and he looks pissed off. And Muhammad Ali finished him in fucking in I think with like 15 seconds left in the last round, so he didn't really get to go the distance. But it's a dope little story. If you guys watch, you guys could actually look up. I think ESPN did it wasn't a 30 for 30. I think it was like an E60 on him. And these days he's selling he's like he works for a beer distribution, like an alcohol distribution. So, you know, he's back to being a regular old guy. But the crazy part is that Ali pulled off $1 million, like 1 point something million for that fight. I think this is post Vietnam and all that. Chuck Wepner walked away with $100,000. Okay, $100,000. That totally reminded me of like Eddie Alvarez and Cowboy Cerrone fighting Conor. Those they didn't fucking redo their deals to get paid more. Nate did. That's why Nate walked away at $13 million. But those two dudes didn't do it. That reminded me of that, sort of. Not obviously not the same scale, but that's what that reminded me of. But it's an interesting story of Chuck Wepner, because that dude was like, you looked at him in a weird, like you looked at him, or your opponent, or his opponent looked at him, and he would immediately cut, just bleed. That dude would bleed like a motherfucker.
Why does he look like Sergeant Slaughter in that
right
where he's like knocking fucking Ali down? He looks fucked.
Yeah, no, well, Ali fucked him up, peppered him the whole fight. That's the only reason he got the knockdown. You can see his foot right there. Like, he tripped him. Yeah. He tripped him. So Ali was pissed and all that, but he ended up finishing him later in the fight. But yeah, I was going to go take Abbott, but literally, like, right after I texted you that, what is it? Oh, I fucking saw like a little video of Rocky on fucking Amazon Prime, and it was just like, oh shit, Chuck Wepner. I remember that motherfucker. And it's actually a couple, you know, they did a couple more movies. Apparently they did another movie called Chuck. All right. Well, there you go. So yeah, for me, it's more of a fun little, like, did you know story involving Muhammad Ali and everything. It's Chuck Wepner, the alleged inspiration for the Rocky character.
Very, very fucking interesting. Good find, Eddie. Chuck Wepner. Interesting. All right. My fighter for this week is quite possibly, in my opinion, not that I'm the fucking absolute know-all on Muay Thai or kickboxing, and very traditional Muay Thai at that, but quite possibly the greatest, the GOAT in Muay Thai, simply known as Saenchai. Saenchai the fucking guy has done it all, dude. I'm gonna bring this little. Let me see here. I'm gonna bring this little fucking little thing that somebody wrote about him and some Muay Thai thing. It says between 1996 and 2014, Saenchai amassed over 200 fights at the highest level. He captured the Lumpini Stadium title 5 times across 3 weight classes and was awarded Sports Writer Fighter of the Year award in 1999 and 2008. The fucking dude, let's see. He has 346 Muay Thai fights with 299 wins and 42 losses. Now that is crazy. Here's an insane statistic. He has been knocked out once.
One time.
And that was early in his fucking career. The cute cocksucker right now just had his last win in fucking like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's on a fucking 25 fight win streak dating back to 2014 now. I think maybe he took another fight and he lost one here or there, something by decision or something like that. He is absolutely insane. He's won titles from fucking 115 to like 145 in Muay Thai at the fucking highest of levels. I mean, again, just to sort of put that in perspective, that'd be like Henry Cejudo fucking going up and knocking out fucking Nurmagomedov. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and he also had an exciting fighting style. He was known for moving up in weight and fighting these bigger guys, and he would throw these fucking front like Anderson Silva's kick, like but like they would be teeps, but to the face of these fucking giant opponents, man. And he was just incredible. The cartwheel kick, he's one of the best practitioners of that. Like, he lands that fucking kick more than anybody. Yeah, Saenchai probably he is the. It's not exactly a fair comparison because Floyd Mayweather went undefeated, but how Floyd Mayweather's kind of like the GOAT, like boxer, or Muhammad Ali, depending on how you fucking look at it. I get okay, fair enough. Fuck Floyd. He would be more like the Muhammad Ali of Muay Thai because he's got some losses, but the dude has been fighting forever. And again, over 300 fights, one knockout loss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, if you go back and watch, just go back and watch a highlight of his, so you get some of the shots of him when he was younger in his career. His fluidity and his defensive timing and shit, man, the cute cocksucker was unreal. Like when I say, when you see a UFC fighter throw a cartwheel kick, it's sort of on some bullshit. You can go watch like highlights of Saenchai landing these cartwheel kicks and just sleeping fools in Thailand. And I mean, bare knuckle fights, raw old school fucking Thai fights, fucking standing elbows.
Yep.
I mean, Saenchai is the fucking man. If you are into violence, stand-up violent fighting, and if you have never watched this guy fight, I implore you, if YouTube's fucking up and running yet, get over to YouTube and look up Saenchai. I mean, the dude is fucking incredible. Incredible.
Yeah, no, dude's a fucking monster. Always fun to watch. I know Max Reed. Max Reed is a big fan of Muay Thai. So went to Thailand to go train, and I talked to him about Saenchai a couple times. So yeah,
English was a massive fan. English
huge
and
fan.
Aaron Robbins were the ones that fucking hit me to Saenchai a long time ago, and then I sort of kind of watched. I was like, whoa, he fucking still competes. And then just tonight, when I was sort of looking, kind of getting refreshed for his thing, I was looking at them like, the motherfuckers fought 4 times this year and won all 4 times.
Month after month after month, he's fighting. That dude does not stop.
Yeah, so, I mean, again,
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. The amount of times that dude has fought, and again, bro, this ain't like wrestling or MMA. You're talking fucking full on Muay Thai, cracking each other with these things, man. Saenchai's an absolute fucking legend, and I think there's a really good documentary out there that you can find on YouTube to watch on him that is fucking fantastic. So there you go.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick because I know exactly what you're talking about. I watched it.
Yeah, I had to. Another quick side note on Saenchai that just kind of adds to his whole aura. He's funny. He's really funny. There's
tons
of sparring with like kids or like massive, huge, like fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sort of characters. He's really funny, man. He has even in the ring, he has a very sort of he was able to sort of clown around in the ring without being disrespectful.
Right.
He would fuck about, but he would also knock the fuck out of you too. Like he never was sort of in there to like belittle you. He was just having fun.
Yeah, no, he's very laid back. At least it seems like at the right times. But as soon as you become his opponent, you are fucked.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah. When he was in his prime and when he was young and shit like that.
Psycho.
The speed of his strikes and the kicks and shit. Real talk, dog. If you watch MMA and what you really enjoy are the kicks and the punches and the stand up, I implore you, dive down a fucking real Muay Thai hole and find some of those Lumpini. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Lumpini Stadium. Yeah. Just Google that and then watch some of those classic Thai fights. Those dudes and ladies, for that record, they strike differently. I'm waiting for some of them to sort of add in some takedown defense so we can sort of see that. And you see it. There's been a few guys that have sort of made that transition, but them Thai strikers, man, a guy like Saenchai, who's just been Thai striking his whole life. When you watch that dude strike, it's something else, man. They're sort of when other places like boxers or kickboxers or Muay Thai, when you see them talk about the striking in MMA and they sort of make fun of us and they're like, oh, it's and then we get real cunty about it, like, oh, fuck you. They're not lying.
No,
they're not lying. When Floyd Mayweather talks about the boxing and MMA and how it's not, he's not lying. Like the boxers are on a different level. When you watch real kickboxing and Muay Thai, like K1 high level guys like Remy Bochanskin and fucking Badr Hari, who will make this list for me, Those dudes strike differently. And again, throughout Sanchai, go watch him when he's in his prime. That motherfucker strikes in a different sort of way.
If you could ever see like an actual Thai fighter kick a bag, it don't sound the same, people. It is not the same. Not even close. So, yeah, and again, if you're one of those asshole fans that like goes to the fucking UFCs, obviously not right now, but goes to the fans like stand him up, knock him out. Go watch Muay Thai. You'll love it. You will fucking love it.
And honestly, if you're one of those fucking trust fund babies and mommy and daddy's got a shitload of money, instead of buying a brand new Jeep, dude, real shit. I can't wait to get to do this once COVID's over. Go to Thailand and watch a live Thai fight. I can't. That's on my bucket list. Yeah, I want to, because there's a new Lumen P Stadium now. They tore down the old one, but they have a new one now. That's on the bucket list, dude. I want to. Again, if you're a stand and bang guy, go to one of those big live Muay Thai fights in Thailand. Fucking forget about it.
Yeah, no, it's so crazy. All right, y'all. Oh shit, we're right over.
We're 5 over. That's it.
Yeah, not bad. All right. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Shout out to everyone tuned in. Frederick here. Muay Thai is the shiz though, 100%. Straight up truth. Shout out to Frederick, MMA Gods, Jeremiah. Oh yeah, Jeremiah says, and keep Mark Coleman in your prayers. He just had a heart attack a few days ago. Right.
Facts.
Yeah. How tough is that motherfucker though? Because in a statement he says that I think his daughter had to like convince him to go to the fucking hospital because he thought he could just wait it out.
he went and took a nap for a few hours, he said.
Yeah. He's like, I went to go sleep it off, but it was still hurt when I woke up.
Some guys are just too tough for their own good, man.
Jesus Christ, but still like the mindset for that dude. Shout out to Otis. Oh, Drew. Oh, Drew was here. What's up? BTS. Shout out to Otis, BTS. Who else? We had Kairos, of course. Head kick. Fucking Tank 28 hanging out. Who else we got? Oh, Mr. Namin. Says talking about Anthony Johnson coming back, laughing about it. What else we got? All right, it's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the fuck out of every single one of you guys. Of course, the websites are on there, repthewarriors.com, spicepros.com. You can find all our shit when YouTube's working at keyboardwarriorsmma.com. Jesse's handle, Fred's handle, my handle. We're all around. We're everywhere. Make sure you fuck with us, all right? Catch you guys next week for another Keyboard Warriors Live. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.